All right, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. My name is Jeffrey Goodman. You are here for the third chat for the upcoming movie Peril. And thank you all for being here tonight. If you're logged on and you haven't enabled your chat box, you should see on the main screen a chat pop-up enabler. Make sure you enable that because that's how you'll communicate with me. Obviously, you guys can see and hear me, but I can't do either with you. I don't want to have too long of a chat tonight. Kind of the same as last time, about 30 minutes. I'm the director of Peril, just in case this is the first time for some of you tuning in. And the way it works is I just want you guys to talk about the movie and answer any questions you might have. So if anyone has any questions, please just get things started. Fire them away in the chat box. I'll keep looking over periodically at the chat box, and I'll let you guys sort of lead the discussion tonight. As I said before we started, I am recording tonight's chat, and I'll repost it within the next day or so on Facebook and on YouTube and maybe in a couple of other places. And I want to have chats like this every couple weeks if we can, and just keep you guys posted on the progress of the film. And as I said when we first started doing this, we're kind of entering a new era of independent film. It used to be everyone talked about DIY, do it yourself, but now the wave is kind of shifted and everyone's talking about DIWO, which is do it with others. And I really, with this particular film, even more than the last film I directed, which was entitled The Last Lullaby, I really want to, I want major participation. I want people to follow the process from the very start, which is pretty much where we are right now, into the finish line. And I want all of you guys to take ownership of this film, and I want you to have an experience with this film that maybe you've never had with any other independent film. And independent films in this new era really are only going to succeed if people kind of all take ownership and spread the word for the film. So I'll shut up and I'll look over there, and if anyone has any questions, let's get started. Okay, someone send in a question. I'm going to let you guys guide the discussion. Jeffrey, do you plan... Okay, good. We have our first question. Jeffrey, do you plan on having auditions for local actors? Yes. We're shooting the movie. I'm broadcasting from Shreveport, Louisiana, which is where I grew up, where I currently live, and where my last film, The Last Lullaby, was made. And it's also where Peril will be made, in and around the Shreveport, Louisiana area. What we did with Lullaby will be similar to what we do here. I cast some of the roles in Los Angeles, some of the principal roles, and then there were some roles that we had a local casting director help us cast in the area. I would say, I don't have an exact number, but for Lullaby I would say we cast 5, 6, or 7 speaking roles locally, and we actually have more roles in Peril than we did in Lullaby. So I would imagine that number might be doubled this time around. It's a little too early for me to know exactly how many roles we'll cast in LA and how many roles we'll cast locally. But the kind of the way that I think about locals is, I live here. I want to see this area's film industry grow. I guess I've kind of been here since the tax credits passed and the film industry really arrived in the Shreveport area post tax credits. And I want to stay here and make movies, and so I want to see this area thrive. And a lot of my interest is in pushing local, but at the same time, my interest is in trying to make the best movie we can. And so it's always if I'm presented with a predicament where it's you have two people of equal talent, one is from outside and one is local, I'm always going to go with the local. But if I'm presented with two people and the stronger person is from outside, I probably will go with the stronger person. I mean, because I'm always trying to make the best movie we can. So hope that answers your question. I'll look over the chat box and see if see if we have other questions. If you're just joining the chat, you're following the chat for the upcoming film Peril. I'm Jeffrey Goodman, the director. And if you're following but you can't figure out what I'm talking about in terms of the chat box, there's a chat enabler on the homepage of Ustream. Make sure you enable that. That's how you communicate with me. You guys can see and hear me, but I can only read your text in the chat box. And we are recording tonight's session. It will be reposted on Facebook, YouTube, and other places. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to look over for the next question. Next question is, who are you using for the local casting director? You know, that's a good question. I don't know yet. I had a great experience with BAM casting in the last film. Brinkley McInnes, Tara Dunsel, and Jamie Barrymore all helped out. But I haven't hired anyone crew-wise for the film because we're just in early stages. I'm still raising money for the film, so I probably won't start crewing up. Well, I definitely won't start crewing up until the money's in place. And when you're raising money for an independent like this, the money could come in the next 2 weeks. The money could come in the next 6 months, or anywhere in between, or the money could take even longer. So until the money's in place, we probably won't start crewing up. But I did have a great experience with BAM, and would certainly love to see what their schedule's like when it comes time to crew up. Next question. Stay local, Jeff. Okay, cool. Can you tell us more about the movie at this point? Sure. I got a Glorioso Glorio, and I'm also very friendly with Ryan Glorioso, who does excellent work, so who's a local casting director as well. I've never worked with them, but we certainly know each other, and I would certainly love the opportunity to work with Ryan at some point as well. Can you tell us more about the movie? Sure, I can tell you. That's a good question, because I can tell you anything you want to know, really. So that's what these chats are about. Please ask me anything you want to know about Peril, anything you want to know about me, anything you want to know, period. There are very few subjects that are off base, so you pretty much ask me anything, and I'm very open in that way, so please fire away. So do you have a final screenplay, was the question. Yes, although they say in the movie business, no movie's ever done, it's only abandoned. And so I raised the first round of money to get the script written about a year and a half ago now, and I guess the script's in a great place right now, but the script will be constantly refined. It'll be refined leading up to production. It'll be refined while we're filming, and then it'll continue to be revised and refined even while we're in the editing room. So yeah, I have a great the screenplay's in a great place right now, and it's locked for the time being. We won't be making any other changes to it until the money's in place and we move forward into pre-production and production. Do you need help writing it? No. I mean, I've got a writer for the screenplay, and I don't write personally. For The Last Lullaby, my first feature, I had two writers, Max Allen Collins and Peter Began. And then for the new film, Peril, I have one writer. It's Peter Began, who was also one of the two writers from Lullaby. Peter's fantastic, and I'm really excited about the script we have for Peril. I think it's fantastic, and like I said, it's in a really good place right now.